Chosen one, you didn't stumble here, you were led here. The fact that you are hearing my voice right now is not coincidence. It is confirmation. You have been feeling it lately. The heaviness in your spirit, the strange pull away from people, places, and distractions. The lack of desire to go out, to socialize, to entertain what once felt normal. And maybe you've wondered, what is wrong with me? Why don't I fit in anymore? Why do I feel separated? Listen closely. It is not rejection. It is not weakness. It is divine protection. Like the eagle that leaves the flock to fly higher, like the prophet who withdraws to hear the whisper of God, like the seed hidden in the soil before it breaks into new life. Your spirit has been set apart. This is why you feel different. This is why you feel disconnected. Heaven has placed a seal on you. And tonight, I will reveal why your isolation is not a curse, but a calling. Why your quiet season is not an accident, but an assignment. And why the very thing that made you feel alone is the evidence that you are chosen. But hear me clearly. The last revelation I will share in this message is the one most chosen ones miss. And if you miss it, you may misinterpret your entire season. Stay with me until the very end, because heaven has a secret waiting for you. If your spirit already feels the weight of this word, then pause right now. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and type 1111 in the comments as a prophetic act of alignment, because that number carries the vibration of divine order, and tonight, your steps are being ordered by God. Chosen one, prepare your heart. This message will answer what your soul has been asking. Your spirit has been pulled away from the crowd, and at times, it feels strange. You look at others laughing, gathering, running in circles of noise, yet you feel no desire to be there. Instead, you feel the pull into solitude, and you've asked yourself, am I broken? Am I withdrawing too much? Is something wrong with me? Hear this prophetic word. Nothing is wrong with you. Everything is right with you. This is the evidence that heaven is realigning your frequency. Like an eagle, you were never made to flock with pigeons. Pigeons gather in numbers, but eagles soar alone. They rise to altitudes where no other bird can breathe. And when an eagle feels the shift of the wind, it withdraws from the crowd. It stretches its wings into the silence of the sky. It waits. It watches. It rises. That's what is happening to you. Your solitude is not social awkwardness. It is your spirit growing wings. The world has trained people to fear being alone. They run from silence. They drown it with noise, screens, and endless chatter. But you are being called higher. And to go higher, you must first separate. Think of Moses, raised in Egypt, surrounded by power and culture. Yet his destiny required a wilderness. For 40 years he was hidden, outside the noise, away from the palace. And when the time came, it was in solitude, by a burning bush, that he heard his true assignment. God does not reveal destiny in the middle of the crowd. He reveals it in the quiet, in the pull away. This is why your desire for social noise has been fading. Heaven is saying, come up here, I have more to show you. Isaiah 40:31 says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Your waiting is not wasted. Your separation is not weakness. Your solitude is the nest where strength is reborn. But I know, chosen one, solitude can feel heavy. You may feel misunderstood. You may feel like others see you as distant. Yet heaven whispers, you are not being distant, you are being drawn in. Take this as your confirmation. That strange lack of interest in old habits, old circles, old conversations. It is not depression. It is elevation. The Spirit is recalibrating your soul to breathe thinner air, to survive higher altitudes, to see visions that others cannot see. So don't fight the pull into solitude. Don't rush back into the noise just to feel normal. You were not chosen to be normal. You were chosen to be set apart. Right now, Heaven is cocooning you, and like a butterfly in its hidden place, you may not look like what you are becoming, but soon the wings will break through. If this resonates with your spirit, pause and type "I am rising" in the comments. This is not just interaction, it is a prophetic declaration. Because when you speak it, you align with it. But if solitude feels heavy, wait until you discover this. Silence itself has been speaking to you, and what you thought was emptiness is actually the womb of revelation. Have you noticed the silence lately? The conversations that used to excite you now feel empty. The noise of the world no longer feeds you. Even music, entertainment, and chatter that once distracted you now sound hollow. And in that silence, you've asked yourself, why does everything feel so quiet? Why does my soul crave stillness? Here is the prophetic truth. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is the womb of revelation. When heaven wants to birth something new in you, it first silences the old voices around you. You've been separated from noise because noise clouds the whisper. Remember Elijah. He stood on the mountain, desperate to hear the voice of God. And there came a mighty wind, but the Lord was not in the wind. Then an earthquake shook the ground, but the Lord was not in the earthquake. Then fire roared before his eyes, but the Lord was not in the fire. And then came the gentle whisper, and in that whisper was God himself. 1 Kings 19:11-12. This is why the world feels silent to you, because you are being tuned to hear the whisper. The whisper of heaven does not compete with noise. It waits. It hides in stillness. It calls only those who are willing to listen. And you, beloved, and have been chosen to hear what others cannot. Think about it. When a sculptor is shaping stone, they need quiet, careful precision. Every strike matters. Every pause is intentional. That is what God is doing with you in the silence. He is shaping you, chiseling away what does not belong, so that the masterpiece inside you can finally emerge. Do not despise the silence. Do not rush to fill it. The silence is sacred. It is where your ears open, where your heart softens, where the Spirit writes words that human voices cannot. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still, and know that I am God." Be still, not rushed, not distracted, still, because it is only in stillness that true knowing takes root. You are being trained to hear what is eternal. While others are lost in the storm of voices, you are being refined to discern the whisper. This is your advantage. This is your calling. But I know the silence can feel intimidating. It can feel like nothing is happening, like the world is moving forward and you are standing still. Yet in the unseen, heaven is rearranging everything. The silence is not delay. The silence is preparation. Think of a seed buried in the ground. On the surface, it looks like nothing is happening. But underground, roots are breaking forth. Life is rearranging itself. Destiny is preparing to rise. That is you, chosen one. You are in the sacred silence of becoming. So hear me. When your phone feels quiet, when your social calendar is empty, when the urge to withdraw overwhelms you, don't fight it. Don't call it strange. Call it holy. This silence is God's strategy. It is the incubator of your next season. And if you protect it, if you honor it, you will emerge with clarity, with power, with vision sharper than ever before. Chosen one, if your spirit is hearing this right now, declare it in the comments. Silence is my sanctuary. Write it not just for the algorithm, but as a decree over your own life. But listen closely. If silence is speaking, then isolation itself is also hiding something deeper. And what feels like loneliness may actually be heaven's shield of protection. Do you know why you don't feel like going out? Why you suddenly lose interest in invitations, in gatherings, in circles that once seemed so normal? It is not social fatigue. It is not your imagination. It is divine protection. Heaven has been shielding you, because there are places you are no longer meant to go. There are conversations you are no longer meant to enter. There are people you are no longer meant to walk beside, and this disinterest, this holy disconnection, is heaven's way of saying, not here, not now, not with them. Think of it like a seed. When a seed is planted, it is hidden under the soil. Why? Because the soil shields it from trampling feet, from birds that would devour it, from storms that would destroy it before it even had roots. Your isolation is the soil. Your disinterest in the crowd is God covering you, keeping you safe, until your roots are strong enough to withstand the pressure. Psalm 91:7 declares, 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. This is your word, chosen one. What has been kept from you was not loss, it was protection. The events you missed, the connections that slipped away, the invitations you had no energy for, those were divine shields. You see, not every door is a good door. Not every hand extended is pure. Not every atmosphere is aligned with your spirit. And so, heaven began pulling you back, cutting cords you didn't even realize were draining you, blocking paths that looked good to the eye, but deadly to the soul. Many times your unanswered prayers are God's greatest protections. That friendship that didn't work out, that relationship that ended suddenly, that opportunity that slipped from your hands. You thought it was rejection, but in truth, it was redirection. Think of Joseph, rejected by his brothers, sold into slavery, imprisoned unjustly. Every door that seemed to close was not destruction, it was divine direction. Each closed path pushed him closer to the palace, closer to the assignment God had prepared. And so it is with you. The reason you don't feel like going out is because you were never meant to fit in. The crowd would dilute you, the noise would distract you, the wrong people would derail you. Instead, heaven has been protecting your purity, protecting your energy, protecting your time. Because where you are going, not everyone can follow. Chosen one, can I tell you this? You don't need every connection. You only need the right connection. And those connections cannot be found in the wrong places. That is why heaven has been pulling you back. So don't mourn what you missed. Don't regret what you skipped. Rejoice. Because if you could see what you were spared from, you would fall on your knees in gratitude. Your isolation is not punishment. It is preservation. If this resonates with you, type these words in the comments. I am shielded. Speak it as a prophetic declaration because your words have power. But listen carefully. Protection is only half of the story. Because while heaven shields, heaven also prepares. And that preparation happens in the wilderness. And the wilderness is where destinies are forged. You've been wondering why life feels stripped down. Why the noise has faded. Why the invitation stopped. Why you feel like you've been walking through a dry, empty place. This is your wilderness season. But hear me clearly. Your wilderness is not punishment. It is preparation. Before every great assignment, there is a wilderness. Moses had 40 years in the desert before leading his people. David had years in caves before wearing the crown. And even Jesus himself was led by the Spirit into the wilderness for 40 days before stepping into his ministry. The wilderness is God's training ground for chosen ones. It looks empty, but it is full of hidden lessons. It feels silent, but heaven is speaking in ways only your spirit can hear. You are not lost. You are being conditioned. Just as an athlete must endure resistance to build strength, you are enduring the stretching, the solitude, the testing, not because you are weak, but because you are destined to carry more. Think about Jesus. In the wilderness, he was tempted. The enemy came at his hunger, his identity, his destiny. And yet, every time, Jesus responded with the word. Matthew 4:4 says, It is written, Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. The wilderness reveals what you are made of. It strips away false sources of strength. It shows you that man does not live by applause, not by attention, not by the noise of the crowd, but by every word from God. Chosen one, your wilderness has been testing you. but it has also been teaching you discipline, teaching you focus, teaching you to stand when the world shakes. Yes, it feels lonely. Yes, it feels dry. But in truth, the wilderness is where power is forged. Jesus walked out of the wilderness not weaker, but stronger. Luke 4:14 says, "And Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit into Galilee." He entered the wilderness in silence. He left it in power. And that is what is happening to you. You entered your wilderness confused, questioning, uncertain. But you will not leave the same way. You will leave with clarity. You will leave with strength. You will leave carrying fire that no man can give and no man can take away. I know the wilderness feels endless at times. You wake up wondering, when will this season shift? When will the doors open again? But remember this, the wilderness is not forever. It always ends with an open door. Moses left the desert and stepped into his calling. David left the caves and stepped into his kingship. Jesus left the wilderness and stepped into his ministry. So too shall you. The wilderness will not bury you. It will build you. Chosen one, if this speaks to your spirit, type these words in the comments. My wilderness is my training ground. Declare it, because this season is not wasted. It is equipping you, but listen closely. After the wilderness, something begins to shift. A fire rises. A reset begins. Because the wilderness doesn't just prepare you, it refines you. And refinement is the next stage of your transformation. Have you noticed how much has been stripped away lately? Old habits, old friendships, old desires that once felt so natural, now feel heavy and meaningless. This is not coincidence. This is the divine reset. Heaven has been pressing the reset button on your life, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Because the version of you that is stepping into destiny cannot carry the weight of the old. Think of gold. When it is placed in fire, the impurities rise to the surface. The fire does not destroy the gold. It reveals its purity. Chosen one, that is what has been happening in your life. The fire you feel is not judgment. It is refinement. Malachi 3:3 says, He will sit as a refiner and purifier of silver. He will purify the Levites and refine them like gold and silver. This is the process you are in. God is not burning you. He is burning off what cannot remain. The friendships that fell away, the job that didn't last, the doors that closed without warning, all of it was part of the refining. Not everything that began with you can walk with you into destiny. Chosen one, heaven is resetting your appetites. The things that once entertained you now bore you. The places that once attracted you now drain you. This is divine proof that your spirit is evolving. Your old self is being crucified so your true self can rise. It feels like loss, but it is actually rebirth. It feels like emptiness, but it is actually reformation. It feels like death, but it is actually resurrection. Think of Job. Everything he had was stripped away. Wealth, family, health, all gone in what seemed like destruction. But what Job didn't see was that his trial was a reset. At the end of his testing, the scripture says, "The Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before." Job 42:10. This is what the reset is about. Not subtraction, multiplication, not destruction, restoration, not ending, beginning. You are being reset so you can run lighter, so you can walk freer, so you can step into your divine assignment without baggage, without chains, without unnecessary weights holding you back. And I know, the reset hurts. It feels like the ground beneath you is shaking. It feels like everything familiar is slipping through your fingers. But do not fear. What is leaving your life is not greater than what is coming. The reset is proof that a new chapter is opening. Your identity is being purified. Your mind is being renewed. Your soul is being strengthened. So do not resist it. Do not cling to what heaven is stripping away. If you hold on to the old, you will delay the new. But if you surrender, if you yield, you will see that this reset is your rebirth. Chosen one, Declare it now in the comments. I receive the reset. Write it not as a phrase, but as a decree over your season. Because words spoken in faith become seeds in the Spirit. But hear me. After the reset comes something even more powerful. Because once heaven has stripped away the old, once you are refined, purified, and ready, you will begin to feel alignment. Suddenly, the right doors open, the right people appear, the right opportunities flow. And this, beloved, is where most chosen ones miss it. Because the next revelation is not just about protection or preparation. It is about alignment with destiny itself. Now we approach the mystery that heaven has been waiting to unfold for you. The reason you don't feel like going out, the reason you've been pulled away, silenced, shielded, and refined. It is not just about solitude. It is not just about protection. It is not even just about preparation. It is about alignment. Your spirit is being aligned for destiny meetings, not casual encounters. You are not being hidden to stay hidden forever. You are being hidden until the right door opens, until the right connection appears, until the right moment arrives. Listen carefully. When Esther was taken into the palace, she spent a year in preparation, hidden, refined, trained in silence. But the day came when the king called for her, and her preparation collided with her purpose. That one alignment shifted not only her life, but the destiny of her entire nation. This is where you are. Your disinterest in the wrong places is proof that heaven is reserving you for the right places. Your lack of energy for shallow encounters is proof that heaven is aligning you for divine appointments. This is why every attempt to go backward has failed. This is why you feel so restless when you try to fit into old circles, because heaven has closed those doors permanently. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. Isaiah 22:22 says, I will place on his shoulder the key to the house of David. What he opens no one can shut, and what he shuts no one can open. Chosen one, doors are closing because greater doors are about to open. And when heaven opens them, no man, no enemy, no circumstance will be able to shut them. This is why you've been kept inside, why you've been preserved. Because when your moment comes, it will not be about wandering. It will be about alignment. Every step ordered, every meeting divine, every connection sacred. But hear me clearly. This alignment cannot be forced. It cannot be rushed. It cannot be manipulated. It can only be received. That is why your spirit feels uneasy around anything fake. Why shallow conversations drain you. Why surface-level environments exhaust you. Because you are not built for the surface. You are built for the deep. And heaven is aligning you with others who live in the deep. This is the final stage before the breakthrough. And most people miss it, because they confuse isolation with abandonment. But you, beloved, you now see. Your isolation has been incubation. Your quiet has been calibration. Your separation has been preparation. And now comes alignment. If this word resonates with you, type it boldly in the comments. I am aligned. Not as routine, but as a prophetic act. Because when you declare alignment, heaven responds. But now, listen closely. Everything I've spoken until now has been building toward one last truth. The final revelation, the hidden key that will shift the way you see your entire season. And this last truth is the one most chosen ones never fully grasp. Here is the final truth. The one heaven has been leading you to. The one that ties every silence, every tear, every hidden season together. Your solitude is not loneliness. Your solitude is divine incubation. You are not being abandoned. You are being preserved. You are not being forgotten. You are being hidden for an appointed time. Think of Mary, carrying the Christ within her. For months she lived in obscurity. The world did not see the miracle growing inside her. But heaven knew. Heaven preserved her because what she carried was too sacred to be exposed too soon. That is you. You carry something holy, a vision, a purpose, a destiny. And heaven has hidden you so that no counterfeit, no distraction, No enemy can abort what is inside of you. Your survival was not random. Your quiet was not punishment. It was preparation for your divine assignment. You've wondered, why do I feel so cut off from everything familiar? Because God Himself cut the cords. He hid you, not to leave you behind, but to preserve you for the moment when what you carry is ready to be revealed. This is the secret. The reason you don't feel like going out is because you are being brought inward, into deeper communion with God, into greater clarity of your assignment, into divine alignment that cannot be rushed. And soon, when heaven declares, "Now," you will step out of hiding, not empty, not weak, but full of clarity, full of strength, full of fire. And the very people who wondered where you went will see why you were hidden. This is your confirmation. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are in incubation. And when the time comes, you will emerge unstoppable. Now lift this declaration over your life. I am hidden but not forgotten. I am chosen and I am prepared. My time is coming and I will not miss it. Let us seal this word with prayer. Father, I lift every chosen one hearing this message. Strengthen them in their solitude. Let them feel your presence in their silence. Shield them from wrong connections. Train them in their wilderness. Refine them in the fire. And align them with destiny. We decree and declare, their incubation will birth revelation. Their preparation will birth transformation. And their hidden season will birth manifestation. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen. Chosen one, if this word has spoken to your soul, don't just listen, respond. Type in the comments, I am chosen, like this video as an act of faith. Subscribe to this channel as a step of alignment. And share this word with another chosen one who needs to know that their isolation is holy. This was not routine. This was revelation. And you, beloved, did not stumble here. Heaven placed this in front of you. Your season of incubation is proof that destiny is on its way.